So, this woman worked as a nurse and everyone loved her. Patients felt safe. Families trusted her. But here's the thing. She wasn't healing people. She was secretly ending their lives. Her name is Jane Toppan. She was born in Boston in 1854. Her childhood? Straight out of a nightmare. When she was little, her mom died and her father was mentally unwell and abusive. So obviously, things were off from the start. When she turned 6, she gets dumped at an orphanage and later adopted by the Toppan family. That's where she gets her new name, Jane Toppan. But let's be real. A new name doesn't fix your brain. One day in 1885, that's 25 years later, Jane becomes a nurse in training. She starts working at Cambridge Hospital. She had a sweet smile, a soft voice, and patients loved her. She was nicknamed Jolly Jane for her charm and attention. What no one knew was that Jane was running her own experiments. Let me explain. She would inject her patients with morphine and atropine and just watch them die. And when they died, she'd fake grief like Oscar-worthy performances. Meanwhile, she was thinking, that was interesting, let's try that again. Lord have mercy. Jane wasn't just doing this to get rid of people. She wanted to be there for the exact moment they took their last breath. She said it made her feel powerful. This is just insane. Here's the crazy part. No one suspected Jane. Because back then, nurses were trusted like angels. Also, she was really good at faking sympathy. Like, oh no, they didn't make it. Meanwhile, she's already planning her next victim. She hops from hospital to hospital. And wherever she goes, people just start dying. But she made it look so natural. As if that was not enough, she decided to go deeper. She starts working as a private nurse. And instead of healing sick patients, she starts killing them. Both young and old didn't matter. Killing patients became her hobby. And she could not stop. Years later, she ended up with the Davis family. Meet Mr. Davis. Davis hired Jane as their private nurse, and guess what? Jane eliminated his wife. Then the daughter. Then Davis, the same man who employed her. She deleted everyone in that family. You'd think someone would notice, right? But Jane was so smooth, people just accepted it. They were like, wow, what a kind and innocent nurse. Yeah, a kind nurse who just wiped out a whole family. Jane's innocent look deceived everyone. No one would believe that she wiped out the Davis family. Well, guess what happened? A man named Captain Paul C. Gibbs began to suspect Jane. And he's like, hold up. Everyone who gets near Jane ends up in a coffin. So he filed a report and an autopsy was performed on the bodies of the Davis family. And boom, they find poison. Specifically, morphine and atropine. The exact combo Jane had been using all along. Suddenly, Jane became the prime suspect. Actually, Captain Paul C. Gibbs was Davis's son-in-law. And his wife? One of Jane's victims. Jane gets arrested in 1901. When questioned, she's like, I killed more than 30 people. She said this with a straight face. No remorse. Jane didn't just kill people. She wanted to be remembered for it. She literally told doctors she wanted to be known as the most famous killer in America. Like, she was chasing serial killer clout before that was even a thing. So why'd she do it? Well, psychiatrists said Jane had deep trauma, abandonment issues, and zero empathy. So here's the plot twist. She's not sent to prison. Nope. They declare her insane and lock her in Taunton State Hospital. And guess what? She lives there for 36 years until her death in 1938. That's right, she got to live her full life. While her victims didn't. And this is the part that blows my mind. Jane killed at least 31 people. And somehow got to live out her days in comfort. With nurses feeding her and making her bed. If karma was real, she missed that memo. Jane's story isn't just about murder. It's about trust. She looked kind. Acted nice. Wore a uniform. But she was a walking nightmare. And because she wore a nurse uniform, no one questioned her. Not until it was way too late. So here's the lesson. Some villains don't hide in the shadows. They hide in plain sight, wearing smiles. And the scariest part is they're the ones we trust the most. Jane Toppan didn't need a weapon. She had a syringe and a smile. And that was enough to make her one of the deadliest killers in American history. See? Never judge a book by its cover. So, what do you think? Was Jane born evil or made evil by her past? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you're enjoying these insane real-life stories, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more. Because trust me, the next one is even darker.